exception of the late, great Abraham Lincoln, I can be more presidential than any president that's ever held this office. That I can tell you.
A bold statement from President Trump at a campaign rally here in Ohio, more than 3 years before the next election. He came to Youngstown for the Make America Great Again rally at the Covelli Center, and it was a bit of a victory lap for the president since the rally happened just hours after the Senate voted to open debate on repealing and replacing Obamacare. The president shared his relief with the crowd.
We're now one step closer to liberating our citizens from this Obamacare nightmare and delivering great health care for the American people.
The president also took some familiar swipes at the, quote, fake news media, Democrats, and reiterated his promises to drain the swamp in Washington, with a boisterous crowd breaking out into chants, including "Drain the Swamp" and "CNN sucks." Covelli Center was packed with thousands of people who came out to hear that message from the president tonight. And while outside, an overflow crowd of supporters watched on a giant monitor while protesters gathered nearby. And that's where News 5's James Girardi caught up with both sides tonight.
Hundreds of supporters were met with protesters outside the president's speech today. A good depiction of this county split right down the middle, just as it was during the election.
He's a narcissistic.
In the middle of Trump territory,
Why is everybody resigning?
this 75-year-old voice of opposition.
And he's firing everybody.
This was the dichotomy outside of President Trump's rally in Youngstown. Cheers of support rallying around his message, with chants of "lock him up" from a large group of nearby protesters.
I think it's what he's been saying all along.
Nick Shepis drove from Parma Heights to hear the president. We asked him what about the president's message still resonates with him.
What he continues to promise that he will do his very best to deliver to the American people that voted for him.
He's fake and he is not my president.
Youngstown resident and protester Yvonne Elaine joined a large group of opposition, making sure the president knew they were here as well.
He's doing campaign speeches. We need health care. People are sick and dying, and he's in there talking about the Taliban. He should have his self in the White House in Washington, working on what the people need.
Protesters and supporters were side by side throughout the president's speech, and there were no instances of violence, though a couple protesters were escorted out of the arena during the president's speech. Reporting in Youngstown tonight for News 5, I'm James Girardi.